kind of like a BLT sandwich. So I've got bacon, lettuce, tomato, of course, an egg, like an omelette, but just basic omelette with a little bit of cream, and some homemade mayo. I ran out of lettuce, so one of the sandwiches, I think it's this one, has actually kale on one layer. Yeah. Anyway, some salt and vinegar crisps. And what else? A beer. Anyway, I can't wait to eat. I'm super starving. Let's eat. Tomatoes also homegrown by my wife. Cheers.
What's your emergency?
There's a woman. There's a body.
A woman's body, sir?
She's here. But not all of her. Not all of her.
Calm down, sir. Can you tell me if the woman is breathing?
She has her tail. She has no face.
I'm Ingrid Mendoza, and you're in Killer Country. This week, we're diving into the bizarre death of Maribel Diaz. Maribel dreamed of becoming a Hollywood actress, but trapped in the small seaside town of Mystic Bay, Florida, her options were limited. She'd book an occasional used car commercial or a clown at a child's birthday party, but legitimate opportunities were few and far between. Eventually, however, Maribel found a path to acting in an unexpected place, Wild Tides Water Park. There, Maribel donned a long silver tail and a shimmering tube top. 5 days a week, rain or shine, she'd swim in a massive glass tank, smiling at tourists and posing for pictures. At Wild Tides, Maribel became Miss Maribel, the magic mermaid of Mystic Bay. Then, on August 24th, 2012, everything changed. Hurricane Braden tore through Mystic Bay, destroying 65 homes, 34 Shake Shacks, and leaving at least one person missing, Maribel Diaz. Frank Wild, the longtime owner of Wild Tides Water Park, was among the last to see her alive.
She was a pretty lady. Some say she had web feet. She never wanted to talk.
If my name
No,
is
I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but she was a little cold. Snobby, you might say. When the hurricane was coming, I told her, "Hey, sweetie, you can stay with me. Because, this place is a fortress. I got hurricane shutters, sandbags, the whole shebang. A bunker with a sauna, screening room, bowling alley. Regulation bowling alley, do you understand? Yeah, the real deal. Yeah, I told her. I got 2 months worth of beans. Yeah, all kinds of beans. Right? Black beans, kidney beans, pint-toe beans, lima beans, soybeans, jelly beans. Yeah, I was worried, because she lived all by herself. I owned the building she lived in, and I knew it was, I knew she wouldn't have beans. But she told me she'd be okay on her own. Maybe if she just stayed at my place. You wonder what might have been. But she said no, she didn't even like beans.
I spoke with Frank at his home over 3-bean salad. From where we sat on an expansive back patio festooned with marble statues of dolphins, women, and dolphin women, we could see the very top of Wild Tide's Megalodon Mega Twister. It's a massive water slide, just over 100 feet tall, that shoots park visitors into the waiting jaws of a fiberglass megalodon.
Please, this park employees half the damn town easily. We added that big slide, the friggin' orcas. It's a sight to see, especially the mermaids. And Mirabelle, well, she was the most popular one. You really just never think of something happening to a girl like that in a place like this. Well, except for that time when those kids got eaten during the alligator parade. Or the time the clowns went feral. Or that time when the old guy...
Behind us, something bumps. Hard. Against a glass wall.
Don't mind her. That's cannellini. Here, girl. Come here. Come on, sweet bean.
Frank Wild, heir to the Wild Bean Company fortune, is an avowed animal lover. His home, a concrete monolith rising from the steaming marsh, includes a massive glass pyramid teeming with all sorts of aquatic marvels, including, most notably, a 6-foot albino alligator named Cannellini. He also owns a narwhal, 7 dolphins, roughly 16 flamingos, 3 tigers, 7 pythons, a wild boar, and several ostriches. Most are named after beans. Frank goes on.
I used to have a whole mess of macaws, too. But every hurricane, more of them escaped. Sometimes I still see them flying over the house. I guess they wanted to be free. Yeah, whatever that means. Anyway, she was a nice girl. Sometimes. And it's a shame what happened.
Jessa Lynn Garcia, another mermaid at Wild Tide's water park, remembers Mirabelle a bit differently.
She was just sweet as pie. She really was. And such a pretty little thing. For a brunette? Except for the gills. She was always giving me real nice tips, about what to do with my clothes or my hair. She'd come up to me while we'd be putting our tails on and say something like, "Oh, Jessalyn, you would look so good as a blonde." Or, "Oh, Jessalyn, don't go to that Shake Shack on August 24th. I had a vision." And, she was always the second runner-up at pageants. Almost Miss Key Lime Pie. Almost the Orange Blossom Queen. Almost Ambassador to Kazakhstan. And people don't realize it, but it takes a lot of character to keep showing up after losing out over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm proud of my titles. Always will be. I don't take the honor of being the Orange Blossom Queen 6 straight years in a row lightly, but, I admire Mirabelle, too. And she had a good heart. She'd volunteer all the time. She'd perform for the little old people down at the senior center. Sing that song from that mermaid movie, I'm in Your World, or whatever it's called. I don't know, my children only watch godly movies. But she'd sing that. She didn't have children, so maybe she didn't realize. Or a husband. which I also have. Oh, and she was a perfectionist. So she'd sing that same song over and over till she got it right. 20, 30 times. The old people would tell her she didn't have to, that she could stop at any time, but she was happy to do it. She was a natural performer. Oh, so gifted. I was never like that. I mean, you know, everyone's different. Some of us are more into the artistry of it all. I'm a Wild Tides water park mermaid because I believe it's important to provide families with wholesome, all-ages entertainment at an affordable price. But others, you know, they like the attention. Not that I'm blaming her for what happened. Gosh, no. She was a nice person. She didn't deserve that. Not at all. You just never think something like that would happen in a teeny, little, teensy-weensy town like Mystic Bay. I mean, besides that time that poor boy was pushed into that hydraulic press, or that old man who spontaneously combusted in the Publix parking lot. But other than that, you just never think of bad stuff happening here. It was so sad what happened to her. Of course, we all suspected Jared. He was weird. He followed her around like a puppy. A weird puppy.
Mirabelle's disappearance left a mark on the minuscule town of Mystic Bay, with search missions tampered by downed power lines and felled trees. As days turned into weeks, the town's optimism began to fade. That said, losing hope is something of a custom for residents of Mystic Bay. For years, competing theme parks, virus outbreaks, daylight savings, and a quickly shifting culture led to a downturn in park numbers.
Hey, come on now. Wild Tides is still top quality. Some of the best damn entertainment in the state. I don't care what anyone thinks, right? But the fact of the matter is, kids don't go for that anymore. Yeah, they'd rather be on their phones playing Candy Crush or Roblox Adopt Me or Neal.fun than at a park with their folks. So people stopped coming. And then, of course, that's when they found her. Or what was left of her.
What was left of Mirabelle was found by Jared Holt on November 15th, 2012, 3 months after she went missing. That's his voice you heard in the 911 call at the top of the episode.
She has her tail. She has no face.
When Chippewa County Police arrived at the scene, they discovered a grisly sight. Mirabelle Diaz, lodged in the jaws of the megalodon megatwister, her mermaid tail curled daintily beneath her on the ancient beast's pink fiberglass tongue. The park's earliest attendees, a group of school children from the St. Brendan the Navigator Institute for Marine Biology, followed Jared's gaze, the park's famed mermaid staring back at them. That is, if she could have stared back. Jessalyn Garcia remembers the day vividly.
Oh, he was all cat and tonic when he first saw her. You know, like he couldn't move or blink or say a single word. Oh, poor thing. He just stood there, looking into the hole where her face had been. And it was all sunk in. A pit. No offense to Mirabelle, but you know, I think it was the worst I've ever seen her look. And it was the first day since the hurricane that the park was open to the public. That's what's so sad about it. November is always a slow month. The water's cold, the sun sets early. It's peak season for the flesh-eating algae that sometimes grows on the lazy river inner tubes. But we lost so much money because of the storm that we were all just so excited for the park to open back up again. And someone had just up and shoved poor little old Mirabelle into the big old shark's mouth. How's that for taking the steak right out of your popsicle?
Now, Jessalyn had a pretty good idea of who was responsible. But first... Speaking of popsicles, when's the last time you enjoyed a mouthful of fresh, home-cooked food? Between work and errands, there's never time to cook a proper meal. That's where Dinner Dash comes in. Dinner Dash is a weekly meal delivery service focused on fresh, organic ingredients with recipes chosen by real chefs. Best of all, Dinner Dash meals never expire. Using our secret technology, we have made eggs that last forever. Get 20% off your first Dinner Dash weekly meal kit with code KILLER20. Dinner Dash, meals that are eternal. Back to the case. Here's Jessa Lynn.
Now, the first thing you gotta understand about Mystic Bay is that it's a small town. Real small. Itty bitty. So everyone knows everyone here. I went to school with Jared and Mirabelle, worked alongside them here at the park. And Jared, well, I can say this, right, because I know him. He's probably just about the worst mascot we've ever had. The only reason he kept his job is because no one else wanted to wear the costume. And when I say he wanted to wear the costume, I mean he really, 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 really wanted to wear the costume. Like, really. Like, not in a God-honoring way.
Jared Holt had dressed as Wild Tide's water park's iconic mascot, Manny the Manatee, since dropping out of Mystic Bay High School in 1999. His costume consisted of a massive suit carved of fleece and foam, complete with flippers, a floppy headpiece, and Manny's signature orange flip-flops.
Welcome
All told,
to today's
the costume weighed
guided
in at a
meditation
staggering
session.
140
I'm so
pounds.
glad you're here.
It was said to have reached internal temperatures
For the
of
next
up to
20
100
minutes,
degrees,
I'll be guiding you
310
towards
Kelvin in
peace
the
in
searing
times of
Florida
chaos.
heat. Past Manny
I
the
want you
Manatees
to
have
find
been
a
recorded
comfortable
passing
position,
out from the
be
extreme
it in a
temperature,
chair,
including
on
one
the floor,
Manny who, in
or on a
1973, collapsed face
Be
first
sure
into a
to sit
child's
up straight.
birthday cake, and
Your arms
another
resting
who,
comfortably
in
in your lap.
1985, became
Your
partially
arms
baked
facing
within the
down.
suit while conducting a water safety
If
demonstration
you're
at
seated
the
in a
park's
chair,
wave pool.
I invite you to
For
place
years,
both feet
Wild
firmly
Tide's
on
water
the
park
ground.
officials could not find workers
If you're seated
willing
on
to
the
put
floor
on the
or
suit.
upon a cushion,
Whoa, whoa,
I encourage you to
Change
position
the
yourself
design?
in such a
Yeah,
way
no.
that you feel
No.
fully grounded
Out of the
and
question.
supported.
That Manny the Manatee suit
I'll
was
give you
designed
a
by
few
my
more
own
seconds
daddy,
to find
Frank
a position
Wild
that's
Senior
right for
Jr.
you.
He had two dreams: to sell quality beans at affordable prices across the continental United States of America,
begin.
and to make a true
You can close
man-manatee
your eyes,
hybrid he
or just
referred
let
to
your
as
vision
the
gradually
humanity.
Whichever
And
is
that damn
best for
suit,
you.
that's the second closest he ever
Let's
got to
start
it.
by
So
focusing
no,
on that breath.
I'd never change it.
Now,
If you
there
think
may
the
be
suit's
other
too
things
heavy or
vying
too
for your
stinky
attention.
or too what have you,
Smells
well, that's a personal thing.
Traffic.
Man up and manatee up. Come on, change the suit?
Keyboard
Are you kidding me with this?
You could smell the suit before you saw it. I'd say it was closest to... You ever have a Florida-style pizza? Well, you take a handful of saltine crackers and sort of spread them out on a paper plate with spray cheese, turtle jerky, and a little bit of gas station pickle, and a sprinkle of boiled peanuts. Just leave it out for a little bitty bit, let the sunshine do its magic, and voila, you got yourself a meal. Now, it's delicious, but you're only smelling it for about a mile, 2 miles out if the wind hits just right. I don't really eat that sort of food, personally. The Manny the Manatee suit smelled sort of like that. Like Florida-style pizza. Or rotten broccoli.
Despite the suit's numerous downsides, there was one person more than willing to don it around the park. Jared Holt.
Jared, well, he strayed from the light of the Lord. I can tell you that much for nothing. Tampering with the divine design. He had a lot of off predications. He was a fuzzy.
I met with Jared Holt at the Chipko County Jail. It's a small peach-colored structure across from a former
do that
Sears
again.
turned Spirit Halloween.
Breathe
I
in.
first learned about it online. I've always thought these are all kind of like funny animals. Or animals with like bazooka arms. Just funny stuff, you know? Whatever pops into my
gently
head.
breathe
Like
out
maybe
the
I'll draw a manatee with big muscles and bazooka arms. Or maybe I'll feel more like drawing a bazooka that shoots out manatees with really huge muscles.
One last
There's a lot of symbolism there if you think about
Focus
it.
on the breath.
Not that a lot of people
Feel
think about it.
in your lungs.
I have a real respect for all sirenians. That's the term for aquatic mammals like manatees and dugongs, by the way.
Still
Sirenian.
be found here.
You know, like a siren, like a mermaid. You know, they think sailors invented mermaids because they saw manatees out in the water and fell in love with them.
I asked Jared whether his appreciation for Sirenians extended to Mirabelle. He grows quiet, sullen, and then...
Mirabelle, no. I don't think of her that way. She was pretty, sure. Long, pinkish hair, cross-eyed. She was a friend to me.
Now that you've
but
been
there was
able to
nothing
relax,
more. After all, she was the one who pulled me out of that pool trade.
The incident to which Jared is referring occurred in June of 2001 and has since become local legend around the microscopic town of Mystic Bay. Jared Holt, then 19, had gone on break. Like many Wild Tide Water Park workers, fighting the miasmic heat of a June afternoon with can after can of fluorescent yellow alcoholic energy drinks, he suffered a lapse in judgment. Against park rules, he stripped off his heavy mascot suit and, accompanied by several other intoxicated park employees, dove into the inviting, umber-colored waters of a Wild Tide wave pool. Jessalyn, like nearly everyone else in the unbelievably tiny town of Mystic Bay, has heard every detail of what transpired that fateful afternoon.
You got mail.
The wave pool, oh, stars and heavens. Well, we're not supposed to be fraternizing with the customers, the park goers. That's the first thing. It's important to have boundaries, or else the customers will try to get away with every little thing, from bringing corn dogs on the water slide to putting their bits and pieces in the jellyfish tank. And then there's the fact that Manny the manatee should never be seen out of costume. That's the second thing.
You
It
got
scares
mail.
the little children, seeing a bright pink human man wearing nothing but swim trunks and a manatee mascot head. It's unnatural. And then, of course, there's the prophecy. That's the third thing.
But first, when it comes to looking out for your future, do you know who to trust? Invest in your tomorrow today with Chipco County Bank and Loan. With Chipco County Bank and Loan, you can rest assured your money is working as hard as you are using the power of state-certified psychic accountants. Astrological accounting harnesses the power of the planets to grow your wealth astronomically. Open an account today and receive a complimentary framed birth chart. Aries in your second house, Pisces in your eighth. It's no matter. With Chipco County Bank and Loan, even Gemini placements can look forward to financial security. And if you use code KILLER50 within 30 days, you can receive an extra $50 cash bonus just for signing up. Chipco County Bank and Loan. We'll have you seeing stars. And now, back to the case.
The prophecy, as everyone knows, foretells the return of a creature known only as the anomaly. Its name cannot be uttered by human tongues, and human minds cannot conceive of its form. And the anomaly starves for the flesh of non-believers. Every 130 years, like clockwork, it returns to being. Like, even little kids know this, right?
You got mail.
What happens is, you go into the wave pool, you hold onto your boogie board, you hear the murmurs, and you heed those dang murmurs, Miss Ma'am, I'll tell you that much. You heed the dang gone murmurs.
Well, sure. Yeah, I knew about the prophecy.
You got
But
mail.
you've got to keep in mind, hundreds, if not tens of people go into that wave pool, and most of them come out totally fine. So, I guess, I thought I'd be okay.
You got mail.
And then I got stuck in the pool.
You got mail.
And it was
You
none
got
other
mail.
than Mirabelle Diaz who
You
saved
got
Jared
mail.
from developing the same pelvic vestige as his beloved Sirenians.
She dove right in and pulled me out by the manatee head. Everyone else just stood by the edge of the pool yelling, "Prophecy!
You got mail.
Prophecy!" Mirabelle acted. She
You
did
got
something.
mail.
She saved my life.
Back to Jessalyn.
You got mail.
They said he came out of that pool drain with a pop. Like that. And I mean, look, was it a good thing he didn't drown Dingle first in that cursed wave pool to feed the insatiable, horrible force that rules over a universe of dying planets? Yes. And also, no. Because the anomaly
You got
will
mail. You got
always
mail.
get what it wants. Always.
From that point going on, Jared and Mirabelle were said to be inseparable. The beautiful mermaid always followed closely by the familiar scent of sweat-infused foam.
At first, it was just really that I was grateful. I mean, Mirabelle wasn't ever exactly nice to me before that. She never so much as looked in my direction. Mermaids and mascots,
You've got
they were
mail.
the mix, you know?
You've got
So I
mail.
sort of helped her around the park a bit, just as a thank you. I'd wheel her around when she had her tail on, steal snacks for her sometimes. She loved fun. Sometimes we'd play a game where she pretended to be like a seal or something, and I'd toss Funyuns into her mouth. Although I wanted to be the seal, she said no, she was the seal, and I couldn't have any Funyuns. But mostly we got along surprisingly great. I even drew a picture of her as a muscly manatee with a bazooka.
You've got
She said it
mail.
was dumb, but
At this point, Jared begins to sob. As I give him a moment to compose himself,
You've got
I
mail.
think about the impact Mirabelle Diaz had on such
we go.
a
4,
nanosized town
3,
as Mr.
crunch it
Bay.
down. Hey,
Is
come on, y'all.
to a town.
Come
What
on, let's go.
value does
Come
she
on, I
have
need you right
beyond her
here.
first runner-up self?
Crunch it down.
Beyond her radiant
Hey, come on. Let's work out. Come on. Let's give me 3 knees. Give them up. 3, 2, 1. Switch it up. 3. Now go back to those crunches. Crunch it down. 4. Come on. 3. Let's go. 2. Come on. 3 knees. Count it down. 3, 2, 1. Switch it up. 3, 2. Corner knees. We're gonna kind of build that project as we go. All right. Let's go.
she said the drawing was
Now
super
crunch it
dumb.
down.
I think she even laughed
Keep
at
going
me.
back to the top.
It hurt, I guess.
Adding a move as we go. You got it. Here we
But when I
go.
went to play
3
with
knees.
You've got
Count it
mail.
down.
You know,
You've got
after
mail.
finding her on the slide.
1. Switch it up.
You've got
3.
mail.
What's the move? Corner knee. Don't worry. You don't have to remember it. I normally call it out. I always call it out.
That's
Corner
when I
curl.
decided I'd
That
find
leg
her
curl.
myself.
Come on.
I'd be a detective. Like
Let's
a
go.
dugong detective.
Back to those crunches.
A
Crunch it
siren
down.
in the streets. A man
4.